You just need to be there to receive it.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you want to.
That's the 10%, I guess.
That's the
Maybe
10%.
I've been giving the 10% all along and I've never noticed it.
You're just constantly in a state of 10%. That's weird. You should take it easy. It's got to be stressful.
I should pull back.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind Podcast.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And I love rewatching movies over and over again.
And I really like romantic comedies. Please don't judge me.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have Hitch, directed by Andy Tennant, a man we're probably going to mention in the future. He's also done Fool's Gold and The Bounty Hunter. Those are on the list.
Those are good movies.
But Hitch is the story of our boy Alex Hitchens, a.k.a. Hitch. He's played by Will Smith. Hitch runs this New York City dating service. He is the date doctor. He essentially coaches moron guys, complete idiots. We're talking genuine knuckle draggers, just stupid dudes.
Okay, so what are knuckle draggers?
I guess the guys aren't really knuckle draggers because knuckle draggers are like they're like Situation from Jersey Shore, like the beaches are that away, ladies.
Oh my god, I'm really happy I asked.
With the flexing out the muscles.
Oh my god.
So not quite knuckle draggers, but just guys who don't have the self-confidence to pull off dating their dream girl.
Right.
He coaches them from the meet cute, the first date, the first kiss, what to say, what to do, where to go. He's hired by Albert Brenneman. I don't want to spoil things. My nemesis. Kevin James is who plays Albert. He's hired by Albert to hitch him up with high-profile, super wealthy celebrity Allegra Cole, played by, I'm going to mess this up, Amber Valletta? Something like that.
Sounds good.
Side note, Sarah Milas, Ava Mendez character, is a gossip columnist covering this story of the great, Allegra Cole somehow ending up with this moron, Albert Brenneman. Near the beginning of the movie, she went on a date with Hitch. Then she finds out Hitch somehow knows this Albert guy, and therein arises our conflict of the movie because she is also quietly trying to figure out who this New York City date doctor is. Surprise. You went on a few dates with them, Sarah.
You fell for him.
Yeah, there's the story. So what are your initial thoughts?
I've probably seen this movie about 10 times. I really liked it when it came out. I watched it a whole bunch. I think I actually own it on DVD. I don't own a DVD player, but I own it on DVD. Classic rom-com movie. Classic in the way that Sarah Milas is a journalist, so one of them is always a journalist.
Of course.
I guess the odd man out is Will Smith as a date doctor.
Right, that's new.
That changes it up a little bit.
That's exciting. It is a cliche, like, of course she's a journalist, yeah.
Yeah, I think Albert's, I think I should just say this, and then I think we're probably going to get to it later. Dance moves.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, cannot handle it.
Wait, you don't like his dance moves?
No.
I have a few things to say about the dance move scene, which we can do right now if you want.
Sure.
Will Smith's advice in this movie, I think many guys can agree, like, that sat deep with me, and I actually followed Will Smith's advice in this movie for years.
Stop it.
Where he's like, all you got to do is you just got to bob. You just got to sway.
Oh my
Don't
God.
like, you are an iceberg. 90% of you is beneath the surface, right? And I would literally find myself like at parties or at the bar. Maybe I'm a little bit too drunk and I don't really know what I should be doing. I'm like,
we're a bopper.
Just think of Will Smith in this moment. What should you do, Dev? You should just sway a little bit. Sway. Don't get a little bit too crazy. No, you don't want to be crazy right now.
Oh my God.
You don't want things to go off the rails.
Did it ever work for you?
Work is a relative term. I think it never went badly. You know what? You can never go wrong if you're just doing the sway and bop, okay?
Right.
Will Smith
good
was
advice.
Right. Yeah, it actually was good advice. I agree with that.
Oh my God. So I expected Hitch to be more of a womanizer character because of what Cressida did to him in university, similar to how Ryan Reynolds' character was in Just Friends. But turns out he wasn't.
Oh, there are some parallels. That's a good comparison.
Yes. So he just wanted to pass along his wisdom on how to get the dream girl. I mean, he doesn't necessarily do it in the best way possible. The whole meet cute situation that he literally completely sets up for the guy who hires him to make the girl fall for the guy. Mm-hmm. But it was still cute to see some of the couples together. Although
The couples were cute.
yeah, I mean, okay. So there's no way a successful, beautiful celebrity such as Allegra Cole should fall for Albert Brenneman.
Agreed.
Is like, how what do you think about that?
We're going to play a drinking game this episode. Not us, like the people listening.
Oh, okay, cool.
Every time one of us takes a shit on Albert Brenneman, you take a drink. I'm quite positive you're going to be hammered by the end of this because I have so much to say about Kevin James and his character, Albert Brenneman.
Oh.
But no, I agree. I actually thought that was going to be a sticking point because off the top, Will Smith is doing the monologue where like you see the scenes happening with all the guys he's hooking up. And he says one thing. He's like, any man, no matter what, when, who, any man has a chance to sweep any woman off her feet. He just needs the right broom. That's not true at all. That's so inaccurate. You're telling me that I could pick up Cameron Diaz right now? No, I can't. Absolutely not.
Well,
no, she's not my type.
Isn't she married to Benji?
Benji? Oh, Madden from Good
Yeah.
Charlotte? Oh, shit, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
think
want to
you
split that up
could.
anyways. You're right. Benji Madden. That's in my wheelhouse. I think I could get in between them.
I mean, you're very handsome, but I do think,
But no, I completely disagree. And you're right. Albert Brenneman, he's never going to get
no
Allegra
chance
Cole.
whatsoever. Also, isn't Allegra an allergy medication?
Is it? Look, it sounds like it could be.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. I believe I have seen an article that says Allegra versus Claritin. Which allergy medication is better?
It's either that or it's boner pills. It could be that as well.
I
Allegra,
think that's Viagra, but
No, it's Viagra's competition. It's either Claritin's competition or it's Viagra's competition.
oh, one or the other. I'm pretty sure it's Claritin.
Yeah.
But yeah, like seriously, who names their kid after an allergy medication, or which came first? Allegra the
Maybe
person?
that's why she's so
or-
rich.
Oh, maybe she invented it, or her parents named her after what they invented.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's awful.
That's like, imagine a kid being like, hey guys, my name's Budweiser. Why is your name Budweiser? My parents own Budweiser. Like, well, that's horrible.
Bud for short.
Bud, yeah, call me Bud. No, get out of here, Bud. Kevin James. His history, I think, changes my outlook on this movie drastically. Because when it came out, it's 2005, right? He was just that King of Queens guy. He was doing his dopey, like, oh, I'm falling all over the place and falling on things and things are falling on me and oh, I spilled ketchup on my shirt. How does he spill ketchup on his shirt in every movie he's ever in?
It's true. It's not endearing.
It's not endearing. But,
I do feel bad for him though.
well, like at the time it was kind of adorable because we're like, oh, it's the King of Queens guy.
Yeah.
If
it
I
is.
knew what I know now, that he's going to be fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop, and
Oh
he's
my
still,
God.
like, 10 years later, going to be falling on things, and things are going to be falling on him, and he's going to be Adam Sandler's chubby best friend for, like, 5 movies.
It's his niche.
It is his niche. He's that guy. I feel like every generation has a chubby dude who falls a lot, and that's, like, his shtick in comedy.
Yeah. Like John Candy.
Yeah, like John Candy. That's exactly who I was thinking of,
Yeah.
except it was somehow funnier when John Candy would do it.
Yes. It could be because he was a comedian.
Yeah, like he was actually funny. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like rewatching this movie, I had to remind myself, like, just pretend Kevin James isn't there. And when in all the scenes that he's not there, I'm like, I love this movie. Every time I see Kevin James, this is just one long drink, by the way, if you're listening. You should still be drinking.
Waterfall.
Yeah. Every time Kevin James comes up, I don't hate him in every scene, but when he's being that dopey, like, oh, I spilled ketchup on me again. Like the whole intro scene where he spills ketchup on him, he rubs it off with Coke, and then he spills the Coke on the ground and on his pants, so he needs
Yeah.
to move spots.
Poor guy.
I'm like, come on, dude.
It must have been on a Monday.
Yeah, that's a Monday mood right there. Kevin James is a Monday mood. We should make a meme about that.
Why do the female main characters always have a best friend who is terrible at relationships?
Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was based around her best friend who was bad with guys.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Didn't understand cues whatsoever.
He's just not that into you. Basically, every female was friends with every other female, and they were all horrible with guys.
Yes, but especially Jennifer Goodwin's character.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Terrible with guys. And then Sarah Milas' best friend in
Right.
the movie.
That's another
Terrible.
rom-com shtick.
Terrible with guys.
Allegra Cole, I want to circle back to her because at first I thought she was like the no-name brand version of Cameron Diaz. Don't you get that vibe?
Yeah.
It's like
I've never seen her in anything else.
So I actually did some digging. She's been in some decent movies. She did Gamer. She was in Transporter 2.
Okay.
She was in Premonition. But most importantly, she was punked by Ashton Kutcher. And I think that cements her as like, oh, okay, so she's important enough to be punked by
been
Ashton.
around.
So yeah. You've been knighted. You're a real celebrity if Ashton has punked you at some point.
Okay, so all those other movies, are they more of like dramas, thrillers kind of thing?
So Gamer's like a straight guy action comedy where I think she plays the bad guy.
Oh.
Premonition is like kind of a horror suspense. Transporter 2 is an action.
Okay, so action, drama,
Yeah.
thriller, that kind
I
of thing.
think this is one of her few like rom-coms, but she's done a few other things.
Cool.
She was also a model before this. So.
Okay.
What happened to Ava Mendes?
She married Ryan Gosling, that god, and had kids.
And that's the whole story. She has done nothing since 2014, and I didn't realize
Really?
until I watched this movie. Yeah, she's
That's a long
literally-
time.
Dude, I know. So, like, if you live at home with Ryan Gosling...
Why would you want to leave?
Yeah, is that the thing? Is she
Totally.
just like, I can have sex with the most beautiful man, so why would I ever do another movie ever again?
Yeah. He hasn't done much either. He did La La Land.
Yeah, you're right. He's been picking his parts a little bit more. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I bet they have like a sex dungeon. Anyways.
Oh my god.
I mean, they haven't been, nobody's seen them. What are they doing? Hitch believes that 80% of women believe the first kiss will, one, tell them everything they need to know about a guy and a relationship, and that kiss statistically happens on the third date. Are either of those things accurate?
No.
No, neither of them are. You don't believe the first kiss is like make or break.
Well, maybe that's more true than the second question
Okay.
or the second fact.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's more true. The first fact is more true than the second.
Okay, you know what? I would agree with that. The first kiss, but then again, I've had some horrible first kisses.
Oh, absolutely.
But they end up working out. So I think we should
Oh.
revisit that.
Okay.
I've got a breakdown of some Hitch moves that we can go over to see if they would actually work. So scenario 1, where he's playing pool with his friends. So I want you to imagine you're in a bar and Will Smith is somewhere across the bar and this all happens to you. You're getting swarmed by guys. Tall, dark, handsome Will Smith walks up, hands you a bill, chimes a drink order at you. He's like, hey, whiskey sour, please. Walks away. Would you pursue him to be like, hey, asshole, I'm not a waitress? Or would you, what would you do?
I would be like, thanks, dude, for thinking I'm going to get you a drink, and I'm going to take this 20 and go buy myself a drink.
Right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, too. I'm like, yo, you just scored money. That's free money,
Unless
Will.
it was Ryan Gosling. And then I'd be like, oh, sir, wait.
Whoa, hold on. So
I'm
if
kidding,
it was
I'm
Will
kidding, I
Smith, you
wouldn't.
would take his money.
No.
If it was Ryan Gosling?
No, that's true. I'd do it if it was Will Smith.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, sir. Sorry, what?
No, but if it was like somebody random, I guess, I'd be like, thank you for that $20 bill. I'm going to go buy myself a drink.
Okay. Scenario 2. You are Ava Mendes.
Cool.
Right. You're in a bar, long day at work. You're just waiting for your friend to show up. Some douchebag guy comes up to you and is aggressively hitting on you. You're about to tell him off when, surprise, Will Smith shows up. Pretends to be your boyfriend. Hey, honey, how was your day? Sorry I'm late. Hey, buddy, take a hike. You've never met Will Smith before, but he just bailed you out of getting hit on by that douchebag.
Yeah, I'd play along for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he starts hitting on you like, hey, girl. So that's
Totally.
a successful one.
Totally. Yep.
Scenario 3, which
Okay.
has some logistical errors, let me just say. A guy sends a courier to you, and depending on when you agree to go on a date, determines which gift the courier gives you. Remember the scene where like the courier shows up, hands her a walkie-talkie, and it's him on the other end of the walkie-talkie? First of all, unless you're like right outside her building, it's not going to pick it up on the walkie-talkie. They're like a 1 kilometer radius.
Yeah, I never thought of that, but yes, you're
He's
right.
like walking through a random neighborhood. Like, there's no way that's traveling all through New York.
He's just creeping at the bottom of her office.
Yeah, that's how you would have to pull it off, just to be clear. But anyways, so it's like if you picked Friday night, he'd be like, hey, here's a sun hat. We're going to the zoo. You pick a Saturday afternoon. Hey, here's whatever else. Is that charming?
Yes, I think that's adorable.
That's such a waste of money.
Why?
I'm planning for 3 different dates, and I'm giving a courier all these different gifts.
Yeah, but the courier's going to probably take it back to Will Smith and just say, oh, here's the other $2.
And then you got to return that sun hat?
Or did Will Smith always know that she was going to pick Sunday for brunch?
Whoa.
Boom.
Maybe he Jedi mind tricked her.
Maybe he did Jedi mind trick her. Because maybe he always knew that she was going to say no to actual dates, because then he said, okay, well, what about Sunday for brunch? Who picks Sunday for brunch for a date?
Right.
Not a lot of people.
But then
because then it doesn't seem like a date.
He would have needed the courier to play along, because the courier was like, you said Sunday, right? And he like handed her one of the packages.
Oh, true. I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. The kiss thing. So the idea from Hitch is that you go 90% of the way
yes.
and you wait for the girl to go the last 10. What do you think about that advice?
Well, you never do that, so...
No, I don't. I think that's horrible advice.
Yeah, I have to go all the way.
Well, we never actually kiss. I don't know why we're talking about this.
What is kissing?
No, I'm more of like a grab you by the hands kind of guy. Which means you can't go 90% of the way by grabbing your face.
True.
You know, I'm just going to hold on to your face.
I don't think that's true.
The 90-10 rule?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been like, okay, I'm at 10 degrees. I'm waiting for the rest of the 90. Like, I've never, I don't think
As a girl, you never commit to that 10%.
And I don't think I've ever thought that far ahead of being like,
oh, lucky you.
Yeah.
Guys always need to think that far ahead, because the onus is on us to make the first kiss happen, right?
That's true.
You just need to be there to receive it.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you want to or not.
That's the 10%, I guess.
That's the
Maybe
10%.
I've been giving the 10% all along and I've never noticed it.
You're just constantly in a state of 10%. That's weird. You should take it easy. It's got to be stressful.
I should pull back.
And the last thing I have is, can we do the list of best breakup foods? Because in this movie, Sarah Milas and Hitch, they have a little breakup. I mean, they went on like 3 dates, so I don't even know if it counts. But after her and Hitch split, we see her watching movies, and she's just straight up pouring whipped cream into her mouth as like her breakup food.
Yeah.
What's your breakup food?
I like the ice cream thing. I love ice cream.
Okay, because I was going to shout out our girls from He's Just Not That Into You. That chick who is like, you go to the store and you get yourself some ribs and ice cream. I mean, I love that idea. That's definitely a pathway to a weird toilet situation hours from now. Like, who mixes ribs and ice cream? On paper, I'm really into it. I don't know if I can fully agree with her, though. You know what I mean? I think I'd try it once and be like, wow, it was great when it came in. Horrible when it came in.
Oh, my God, visual. Stop it.
I think I'd be more of like an apple crisp. Like, I would crush a whole
yum.
apple crisp if
Would
I was
you make
really...
the apple crisp?
Oh,
You'd have
man,
to.
They're better when you make them yourself, but I feel like when I'm going through a breakup, I don't really want to spend that time.
Exactly. You could go to a bakery.
I'd need somebody else to make it for me. Shall we do best scenes or... Oh, quick facts.
Let's do some quick facts.
Done.
So, to start off, Will Smith was 36 and Eva Mendes was 30 when the movie Hitch came out, which I think suits their characters in the movie.
They're both solidified in their careers, so I feel like I agree. 30-somethings, yeah.
Yeah. So Hitch's college girlfriend Cressida is named after a character from a Shakespeare play.
Wow.
Yeah, in
the chick we see for like 1 minute total of screen time.
Yes.
Okay.
She actually was supposed to be in it for more scenes, but they cut them out.
Cressida.
Yes, if you have the DVD, there's a deleted scene. There's a few deleted scenes, and she's in them.
What?
Yeah, they have them in there. Yep.
Well, that's interesting.
Yes. So in Troilus and Cressida, I'm probably saying that wrong, but Cressida is the name of an unfaithful, deceitful individual. So it fit her character quite well.
I like it. That's rom-coms are either based on Shakespeare plays or they like throw something Shakespeare in there, I feel.
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool.
Tragedies.
They've
stood the test of time.
They've stood the test of time.
You're a little stumbly today.
I am.
We're not supposed to be playing the Albert Brenneman game. That's for our listeners. The drinking game is just for that. By the way, fuck Albert Brenneman. That's a drink. Anyways, keep going.
So there's been talks of a Hitch television show.
Okay.
But then nothing's come of it since. So I'm not actually sure if it's happening, but there's been rumors of a Hitch television show.
I feel like you could make that work.
Yeah, like every single episode have a different guy that he needs to play God for. That
Certainly.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Set it up. The meet cute.
Yeah, the ways he got guys with girls, there were some very, very clever ones that I enjoyed in this movie.
Yeah, like I almost wish they would have expanded on that before Albert Brenneman, because he's really kind of the whole story of the entire movie, and I would have liked to have seen maybe one or two more.
There's the one guy at the beginning where like the girl goes into an elevator with a dog,
yes,
and Hitch has another dog that lures that dog out as the elevator's going up. He grabs this woman's dog, hands it to his client. This dude has a cabbie waiting for him, so he walks out on the street, tells the cabbie, yeah, closer, okay, right there, stop. And then he like waits for her to come out, and he pretends like the cabbie full on hit him as he was saving this dog. I'm like, that is some clever shit. I want to see more stories like that. I agree.
Also, I hope he lives in the neighborhood, because that would be real creepy if that guy trying to get the girl didn't live in the neighborhood and was just out for a walk and got her dog.
Oh, if he doesn't live there? Yeah, he's just out for a jog randomly all throughout New York City. It's a big place.
Yeah.
I just ended up here. I don't know. Wow. It's a meet cute, Sarah.
I guess so. So Hitch wasn't Will Smith and Eva Mendes' first time being involved in a project together.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Mendes was in Will Smith's music video Miami.
Oh.
Miami. Driving in a convertible.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't remember the last time I've seen that music video. It's been a very long time. I can still picture Eva Mendes in a convertible. She's just like, it's very like, oh, of course she's in a convertible. Yeah.
So I have one more. In the opening credits of Hitch, there's a firehouse that's the same one that's in Ghostbusters.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a famous firehouse.
It is, and a huge time difference. So like not much has changed.
Yeah. Still a firehouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bill Murray wasn't hanging around the back or
no.
Okay.
No. So I have some trivia for you.
Talk to me.
Before Albert and Hitch meet for the first time, Hitch gets some research on his next candidate.
Okay.
Who he's going to help. And so Hitch is seen reading in the movie through some of the notes on Albert and lists his favorite movies is on the notes. Ooh. So choose the one that does not belong.
This is Albert Brenneman's favorite movies.
Yes.
God.
The Mannequin, Revenge of the Nerds, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, The Shining.
I'm going to say...
Fellowship of the Ring, sorry.
Okay, so Lord of the Rings, great series. I feel like it fits for Albert Brenneman, but I don't like him, and I can't accept that Albert and I can have something so serious in common, so I'm going to say that that's the one that's wrong.
It is The Shining.
Ah!
So his favorite movies are The Mannequin, Revenge of the Nerds, and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
That's probably the only thing Albert and I have in common, because he's the worst.
Oh my God.
Just to be
Maybe
clear.
some dance moves. I've seen you dance.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow. That is the most offensive thing that you've said to me all week, actually. It's harsh.
So also listed on that list of notes that Hitch had was his favorite musicians, Albert's favorite musicians.
Oh, God.
So again, choose the one that doesn't belong.
Don't say Springsteen.
On the list. Led Zeppelin, Barry White, Celine Dion, and Clay Aiken.
Okay, for sure Clay Aiken. And I think for sure Celine Dion. I'm going to say Led Zeppelin doesn't fit.
Okay, so they all belong.
Oh! No!
They were all listed as his favorite musicians.
You mean Albert and I both like Led Zeppelin as well? That's horrible news!
Yeah, and Barry White. Okay, so 2 more. Someone else was considered to play the role of Sarah Milas in the movie. Was it Jennifer Lopez, Cameron Diaz, Katherine Heigl?
Okay. Jennifer Lopez, is that a little bit too spot on?
Are you asking me, or are you?
They like really wanted a Latin flavor in this movie, maybe? Yeah, Jennifer Lopez.
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, no, I don't like that. She's too much like Allegra Cole.
Okay, so oddly enough, it was rumored that Jennifer Lopez had turned down Sarah Milas, but it's not confirmed, so it was just rumored.
Don't you think Allegra Cole and Cameron Diaz look way too much alike?
Totally.
Okay, that would be a problem for me.
It would have been
like
very
you got the same white woman to do these two parts.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
Why not just pay one?
Yeah, just pay. Yeah, she can do both roles. It'll be like The Parent Trap or whatever.
Oh my god. Okay, so Hitch is the 3rd highest grossing romantic comedy of all time.
Wow.
What is number 1?
The Proposal.
Okay, so
oh,
the
did I nail
it? No.
Oh, damn.
You gotta wait. There's choices. That's the point of trivia.
I'm so into it.
What Women Want, Bridget Jones' Diary,
Ooh.
or My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I feel like Bridget Jones' Diary has a big overseas following. I'm going to say that's top dog.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Ah! And trivia doesn't have to be multiple choice.
$241 million.
Where was I thought The Proposal was like really high up there.
No.
Well.
So My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I blame Albert Brenneman.
What
Anyways.
Women Want.
Okay.
Then Hitch.
What Women Want was a big deal. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to what do we got? Best scenes? I've got a best scene. Any scene where Albert Brenneman is not involved is a best scene of this movie.
For this poor man.
Best scene. Oh, you know what? There is a best scene involving Albert Brenneman. The office scene where Albert and Hitch, like Albert just quit his job. Hitch is in his office. Albert's like, I just quit my job. And Hitch is like, why would you do that? And then Allegra Cole arrives. And, well, they have the wrestling match before then because you had to have Kevin James fall on some stuff, right? You can't go a scene without him doing something like that.
It's sad, but it's true.
But then Allegra Cole arrives, and Hitch is hiding behind the door, kind of like quietly, silently coaching Albert on what to say. There's a moment where she's like, do you have a pen? And he's just staring at her. You see Hitch's hand come from behind the door, put the pen in his pocket.
Perfect timing.
And he's like, yeah, I got one right here. There's a moment where like she's talking, and he's like, his mouth is agape, and Hitch is like, close your mouth. You know? That was a good scene.
I have 2. The cooking date.
Oh, yes, that one was
when
fun.
they go with Sarah Milas's boss
and wife, yeah.
And wife to a cooking class. And so, all things aside, allergies are to be taken seriously. My brother has a deadly allergy to shellfish as well, but it is very funny. He blows up like a blowfish. Does he know he's allergic to shellfish? Did he not hear the waitress say that it was shellfish and he ate it anyway? I just have lots of questions.
He must not have known, yeah.
Yeah. But it was very comical, him blowing up and them having to go to the pharmacy to get Benadryl. But also, if he was having that type of reaction, do you not think that they would have gone to the ER?
One would hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. America, they don't have free healthcare. So.
Oh, that's true. I forgot
probably
about that.
Probably don't want to go to the ER for that.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't. If you could go to the pharmacy and
if you
get
could just chug
Benadryl,
some Benadryl and see what happens.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I feel like he was having an anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, you'd think he would have an EpiPen. He must not have known. Yeah, I caught that. Anaphylactic shock. He must not have known that he was allergic to shellfish, I guess. Because he would have had like an EpiPen on him, you'd think.
Yeah, and then when they're in the pharmacy and it catches his reflection in the mirror. Oh my gosh.
So
I laughed. I think the very first time I saw this movie, I rewound it a few times and I watched that scene a lot because I thought it was so funny. His reaction to him seeing himself in the mirror. It's
funny because that mirror is the one that like lets you see around corners at malls. So it's like it's not a perfect mirror to begin with. So it's funny that he sees himself already distorted, but can still tell, like, oh my God, my face is fucked up.
I have no ear.
So that's actually, I'm just going to do my honorable mention right now. My honorable mention is the prosthetics guy who got to do that to his face. Because, like, imagine having Will Smith as, like, your base sculpture, and you're like, I'm just gonna screw around with your face a little bit. He made his ears like abnormally large.
Yeah, very, very cauliflowery.
Yeah, very cauliflowery.
Yeah.
I would, it's funny to have like such a good looking guy like Will Smith and just be like, I'm gonna make you look really ugly, all right?
And
Here we go.
He achieved that real well.
Very successful.
So the other scene I really liked was trying to set up the first date. So getting a delivery guy, a courier, to show up with a package and have her sign for it, walkie-talkies to set up the date and time.
Yeah.
Then she says yes, so gives her another package. Super cute. Every girl probably wants that. Then the first date happens and they go sea-dooing, and while out on the water, Hitch's sea-doo stops working, so he goes to jump on hers, but knocks her clean off her sea-doo with a kick in the face.
He like WWE.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the word is, but he boots her right in the mouth.
I always forget that that's coming, and
Gets me every time.
it does. Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I forgot that happens. I never see it coming. It always, oh my God, it's so good. Then it leads into going to Ellis Island, where he points out her great grandfather, I think,
Yeah.
who had come over and was a butcher.
This is such a miss.
So a serial killer.
Yes, a serial killer.
And she starts loudly crying and bawling her eyes out, and the security guard and Will Smith have no idea what's going on. Like,
At first they're like, wow, it's so emotional. This is beautiful. And then she does like the, she's like trying to attack the paper.
And you don't see it coming either.
Oh, I love that. That's such a special miss from Hitch, because when she's describing it after, he's like, man, I saw butcher, and I'm like, wow, that's an occupation. But no, clearly he was a serial killer. And he's the only relative she had who came through there.
We tried to forget about it. Our family tries to forget about that dark day.
Like, you wouldn't do a little bit more digging? Like, oh, the butcher of... Let me just keep on reading this. Just like...
Was he the only butcher in town?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's an interesting name.
Yeah.
The Butcher. Okay. Do you have an honorable mention?
I do have an honorable
I
mention.
already gave mine. Prosthetics guy.
I would say an honorable mention goes to both of their faces. One for the allergy and the other for her getting kicked in the face.
That's a good point. Yeah. Or the stunt person's faces. Whoever got hit in the face there. Now, it looked like he made contact. That might have been a stunt person for Eva Mendes.
Oh, yeah.
What should have beens?
So my what should have beens, I just have one.
Okay, I've got one as well.
So I don't think this is a good one, but I just want it to be, because I think
really
it's
selling it.
Very funny. Will Smith and Isla Fisher. Isla Fisher from Wedding Crashers, because I think it would be funny.
Oh.
Because she is psycho.
She's crazy.
Yep.
And
it would be really funny to see Will Smith try to woo her, because
she'd be all in. She'd be like, yeah, woo me.
she would actually. I think
in
that'd
that
be
voice,
too easy.
too. Yeah, it would be too easy.
But then maybe he would turn around and be like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" and try to get away from her, and then she
like
would
Vince
just
Vaughn
keep
did.
pursuing.
Wow, because you know what? Vince Vaughn's character in that movie and Hitch both have a similar style in that they're extremely good at picking up girls. So I see that a little bit. I still love Vince Vaughn and her at the end, though.
Oh,
I think they work so well.
I love Vince Vaughn, so yeah.
Yeah. So a second
like them
choice
together.
to Hitch. I agree with that. My what should have beens, Albert Brenneman should not have ended up with Allegra Cole.
Well, no kidding.
She's way too high profile. You know what? In a social media world, though, he's just not going to work. Because there are always going to be people taking pictures of her, and he's going to be that moron in the background who once again spilt ketchup on himself. Albert Brenneman, his dance is going to be on TikTok if they're still together in the real world. You know? That's a TikTok dance. Who he should end up with is Tula from My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think they work.
Although I really like who Tula ends up with.
Well, yeah, I love him too. Josh Corbet, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Corbett, I don't know.
Corbet.
Like, he's just so lovable. It's just like because Albert Brenneman, let's be real, he's unlovable.
Aw, that's not true.
No, he is unlovable.
No.
So the list of people he could possibly have ended up with and it actually worked, first of all, Allegra Cole, not on the list. I think Tula from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, she's a genuine enough person that she can get past all of his shortcomings, of which there are many.
Are you saying that because she's a celebrity, she's not a kind and loving person that couldn't love Albert Brenneman?
No, and by the way, this is one long drink as well. I would just want to clarify that.
Oh my God.
No, it's just
Poor
that
Albert Brenneman.
they would end up crashing and burning because, like if they didn't crash and burn then, they're going to crash and burn now because he's going to be on social media as like that moron boyfriend who fell at the Knicks game again. I think you're underestimating the TikTok dance. That definitely would be a dance on TikTok.
I can see it now. What was it? The Q-tip dance.
Q-tip.
Oh my God!
Jesus.
If I ever see anybody doing the Q-tip dance, oh God.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's John Corbett, by the way.
Corbett. Oh, John Corbett. I said Josh Corbet. I feel like I was in the realm.
John Corbet or whatever. But it's John, not Josh.
We have no idea what this guy's name is.
Poor guy. I really like him.
If your people are John Corbet's people, get his people to talk to our people. Rewatchability rating. What do you got this as? I feel like a scale from 1 to 10.
I have it as a 6.5.
Oh, okay.
Because I do like this movie a lot. I think there's lots of funny scenes in it. I think the first time I watched it, I really thought Albert Brenneman's dancing and ridiculousness was funny. Well, I thought it was endearing.
Yeah, sure.
However, it has not necessarily stood the test of time because I think you're right with all the other things that he's been in, all the other movies. He does play the exact same character in every single movie.
Yeah.
And it's not endearing anymore.
Thank you.
So I do feel bad for him in this movie, though, as like the character. He's cute.
I'm giving the rewatch. Shut up. No, he's not. I'm giving the rewatchability rating a 5.
Oh, okay.
It loses 2 points solely because of Albert Brenneman and all of his scenes.
Oh my God.
It's another drink, by the way. It would be a 7. And I encourage any producers out there, I don't think the movie studio would let you do this, but if you could just make a, you know how the guy from That 70s Show, he actually edited the prequel Star Wars movies, all 3 of them, into like 2.5 hours of, this is what they actually should have done, guys. It's like the Power Star Wars prequel version, the edit. Somebody should do that with Hitch. Just, how does the movie look if Albert Brenneman never existed?
I don't think the movie exists without Albert Brenneman.
You still got Hitch and Sarah Milas. And that sounds like a fun love story to me.
Oh my God.
That's all I got. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10, a prospective 7 out of 10, pending that edit that somebody's going to make for us.
Yeah, I like the 6.5.
Yeah, that is fair.
Mm-hmm.
It is very rewatchable.
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
I can often get past Albert Brenneman. There are just some scenes.
Are
like
you
the
sure?
opening scene with him drives me crazy. When he throws his puffer, I'm like, really, dude?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. He throws the puffer when he goes in for the 90-10 kiss.
Just him, his face when he puckers his lips.
Oh yeah, that was
turns
gross.
my stomach a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
why.
I didn't like that. I was like, ooh, secondhand embarrassment.
No offense to Kevin James. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. Yeah, so this has been the Rom-Com Rewind podcast.
Thanks for listening.